So I stand here today with you all looking at me longingly. And I know everyone in the room is thinking the same two things. How did he get such a beautiful bride? She looks amazing, my wife, honestly. Absolutely stunning. I actually had a tear in the eye. Secondly, you're thinking, don't the Douglas boys scrub up well? Don't the boys? Yeah. Lorna, seeing you today walking down the aisle in the chapel, not only teared me eye, but made me realise that I've got the best out of this deal. I honestly have. You look amazing. I don't think you could look any more amazing than you normally do, but you have. And wow. Wow, that's all I can say. Ladies and gentlemen, and you lot from sunny South Shields, please be upstanding for the most important toast I will make in a long, long time. She's beautiful, wonderful, marvellous, and from the very first time I saw her, I knew she would be mine. Ladies and gentlemen, to my wife, Lorna. I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment why I, Paul David Douglas, may not be joined in matrimony to Lorna Susan Nash.
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
of
any lawful impediment
any lawful impediment
why I, Lorna Susan Nash,
why I, Lorna Susan
Why I?
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Paul David Douglas.
Paul David Douglas.
Maybe we're supposed to meet the wrong people before we meet the right one, so that when they finally arrive, we are truly grateful for the gift that we've been given. Is that right? Yeah. Maybe it's true that we don't know what we've got until we lose it, but it's also true that we don't know what we are missing until it arrives. Maybe the happiest of people don't have to be the best of everything, but make the best of everything that comes their way. Maybe the best kind of love is where you sit on the sofa together, not saying a word, but walking away feeling like it was the best conversation you've ever had. Maybe once in a lifetime you find somebody who not only touches your heart, but also touches your soul. Someone who loves you for what you are, not what you could be. Maybe the art of true love is not finding the perfect person, but it's about the imperfect person perfectly found. Well done. Is that right? Congratulations, excellent.
I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Paul,
Paul,
do take thee, Lorna,
to take thee, Lorna,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I, Lorna,
to witness that I, Lorna,
do take thee, Paul,
do take thee, Paul,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
This day I married my friend, the one I laugh with as we share life's wondrous zest, as we find new enjoyments and experience all that's best. The one I live for because the world seems brighter, as our happy times are better and our burdens feel much lighter. The one I love with every fibre of my soul. We used to feel vaguely incomplete, but now we are whole. Congratulations.
Wear this ring that I give to you
Please wear this ring that I give to you
as a symbol of the vows
as a symbol of the vows
that we have made today
that we have made today
and of the life that we share together.
and of the life we share together.
I promise to love you in good times and in bad,
Promise to love you in good times and bad,
and to be with you always.
and be with you always.
And Lorna, please, I receive this ring
I receive this ring
as a sign of our love for one another,
as a sign of our love for one another,
and I will wear it with pride,
and I will wear it with pride,
now and always.
now and always.
Please wear this ring that I give to you
Please wear this ring that I give to you
as a symbol of the vows
as a symbol of the vows
that we have made today
that we have made today
and of the life that we share together.
and of the life that we share together.
I promise to love you in good times and in bad,
I promise to love you in good times and in bad,
and to be with you always.
and to be with you always.
And Paul, please, I receive this ring
I receive this ring
as a sign of our love for one another,
as a sign of our love for one another,
and I will wear it with pride,
and I will wear it with pride,
now and always.
now and always.
You promise to live together in marriage and have sealed your vows in the presence of your families and guests. It gives me very, very great pleasure to say that you're now husband and wife. And as I say,
Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid.
Cheers, Mrs. Douglas.
I have loved you for
Done it.
1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years.
gives me and Lowell, and Laura for those people who don't know her, to welcome you all here. Right, can you hear me? It's just not your day, is it? Welcome you all here today to celebrate the marriage of my daughter Lorna, my oldest daughter, to the man sat next to her, Paul, commonly known, affectionately known as Dougie for most of you. Yeah, our new son-in-law. I'm sure you'll all agree they both look radiant today. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you all at this magnificent location and its beautiful building and stunning surroundings. I'm sure that this day will be an occasion that the newlyweds will never forget. It's significant that Lorna chose this day because, apart from it's a bit cheaper than tomorrow, because exactly 76 years ago, her grandparents, my mum and dad, got hitched up in a location in East London, Walthamstow in East London. And the year was 1942, and obviously an era of uncertainty with the war still raging in Europe. The capital was still being relentlessly bombed by the German Luftwaffe. My parents, they had their, they were at the local church, and they were invited back to my grandmother for tea and sandwiches. She was a temperance. 3 minutes? Right, that's it.
Say something about Lorna.
Yeah, I haven't finished yet. The guests, unlike today, after the church service, caught the tram and went back to my grandmother's house, where most of them, well, all of them, refused any alcohol. She was a temperance lady, a very devout Christian, and she prohibited any alcohol consumption on her property. So, as one can imagine, the male guests didn't stay too long. It was all over very shortly, and the male guests made a quick exit for the local hostelries, those that were still standing, and a very different experience that we witness here today. I mean, can you imagine going to a wedding, no alcohol, no sit-down meal, no photographer, very few flowers, no entertainment in the evening. Very different from where we are today. Moving on, I'm proud to speak to you all about Lorna and Dougie.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. She's worked tirelessly for the past 18 months for this day that we're all witnessing. And I think she deserves everything for this day. She's worked hard, very conscientious during her education and her working career. And along the way, she has made many friends. Many are here today. She has one or two setbacks in her life, but she's always bounced back. And she's a very caring person, particularly with her family. And I think she deserves the joy of this day, and hopefully for the future. I'm confident that the man sat next to her will ensure that this happens. Me.
Oh, you?
Me, yeah. And will care for her for the rest of their time together. Moving on. We hope that you all have a wonderful time here today, our family appreciate the long distances some of you had to make today, but hope that the occasion will be a memorable one for you, not just the newlyweds, but for yourselves. So I will finish now, and ladies and gentlemen, please, will you be upstanding, raise your glass, and wish the couple a long and happy life together. I'll give you Mr. and Mrs. Douglas, the bride and groom. Thank you very much.
And what I often think is you can tell a lot about a person by the sort of people that he keeps company with. So what I tried to do was I trawled the internet, particularly the Facebook, and I looked at some of the profiles of some of the dodgepots he knocks around with. Have a little look at this lot. Your friend and mine, Mr. Andy McGillen. Neil Roberts getting ready to go on a night out brushing his teeth. Dave Deacon back in the days when he had long flowing locks. Talking to, go on Dazza, talking to long flowing locks, you know. You look like Leo DiCaprio, cool, of Castaway. James Alexander Finbar Bramwell Sanders. Daz Daniels getting in touch with his feminine side. Very metrosexual, I say. I blame Richard, mainly me, like. There's another one of the nutcases back north you'll not know. Your friend and mine, Mr. Sonic. I don't know who that is, mind. I think that's fake news. It had been a long drive. Detective Inspector Glyn Leach. Dodge Pot Esquire. Your life in their hands, crikey. And I want you to take a long, hard look at this. It was hard. Right? And there's a bit of a story goes behind this. This was in the days before you had digital cameras, and you have to take your camera back to click and get them developed. So I was trying to save a bit of money, so I put my camera in Paul's safe, and that's what it came back with. And that's actually one of the ones I can show you. There you go. But what I will say about it is, keep this image of Paul in your mind, because it's a bit of a reoccurring theme. You know, like companies have mission statements. Paul Douglas mission statement. Paul Douglas equals naked. What more can I say? Now, despite Spuggy's less than athletic physique, he always used to be a more than decent runner, well over short distances anyhow. So on one such occasion, on one of his many forays back north, when they were coming back to our house for some light refreshments, he decided that he was going to prove to me and Dave Eden how good he was at climbing lampposts. He got almost to the top and walks round the corner as two uniformed police officers decided it was probably a good idea that he got straight down right there and then. That's one time he kept his powder dry and kept his warrant card in his pocket. To say Paul is competitive is like saying the sky is blue. Like the time when he rebuilt his house in Collie's Lane, the first rebuild anyhow. We'd previously been down before and we'd done the first fixed electrics, and we came down for another weekend and we second fixed the house. We put a burglar alarm in from start, we put an earth stake in the ground, busy doesn't come close. So we're installing the sockets in the utility, and Spuggy, he's feeling the weight of himself, as he does, Dave, you know what he's like. And he was getting faster and faster, so I thought, I'm not having that. So out come my drill driver and I started screwing the socket fronts back on. Nice try, mate, but no cigar. So, at the time, Collie's Lane rebuild number 2, which Sonic will remember quite clearly, Sonic was over helping laying the bricks for the garage extension, and foolishly he let Daft Lad on the hod. Say what you think of the result. When Paul moved to Chester Constabulary, it's safe to say he missed his beloved North East a lot. And it was in the days before you had speed cameras, and he would make every effort to get back north before, and he'd get back and he'd come back into the harbour lights, and we'd make him cry by putting Big River by Jimmy Nail on the jukebox. So on one such occasion, he even beat my own record, shaving full 5 minutes off the Nantwich to South Shields land speed record in 2 hours and 17 minutes in a Ford car. You know, KA, you know them little things? That's a record I don't want back, mate. I've got 6 points on my licence and one of them driving courses behind us. Now, I know Gilly thinks the world of him, and I asked him to describe Dougie in a sentence. Reliable, loyal, totally loyal, trustworthy, one of the most resilient people he ever met, and professional, well, for the most part anyway. He also said he was a short, fast, muscle-bound Geordie with a tattoo on his arm, which from a distance resembled Bella Emberg's Lady Garden. Now, Lorna was born in the 31st of May 1977 when Rod Stewart was #1 with I Don't Want to Talk About It. Paul had previously entered the world on the 27th of September 65 with the Beatles' Help at the top of the charts. Quite appropriate, I think.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I really must say that Lorna is looking absolutely beautiful today, and Paul, you're a very, very lucky man, and you're definitely 100% punching above your weight. Those that know Paul will know that he's a massive Jam fan, and this album, Mod Cons, is his favourite album. And I think you'll all agree with us that he truly has met his English rose. Lorna, maybe you thought you were getting away with it. Negative. So I asked some of your friends if they'd say a few words about you, and one person in particular came back with a little bit of a statement. See if you can guess who this was. She used to have house parties when we were at high school. Why am I talking in that voice? She used to have parties when we were at high school. One time when her mum and dad left home, they went away on holiday, she decided she was going to have a house party. I got asked round, and what we did is we moved all the breakables out the lounge and we put them upstairs in her mum and dad's bedroom. The party began but got completely out of control. It got crashed by loads of people that we didn't know. The microwave got blown up. Beer was pouring in the sugar containers. Empty cans were put in our mum's underwear drawer. Eggs were smashed on the kitchen floor. The house was a right mess. She was in tears and all I could do was laugh. She's never forgotten. I did give her a hand to clean up though. But she would forgot where all the ornaments went back in the main room, and when her mum and dad came back, they sussed it straight away. She never learned. She went back on to have more parties when Jeff and Laurie were away. Who do you think that was then, Paul? Lorna? Amy. Miss Amy Sykes, where are you? Name check. Before I finish, I'd just like to regale you with the ultimate spuggy story. As I said, naked when we're born. Most people, when they grow up, they tend to start putting clothes on. But as has been said repeatedly before, not this one over here. On another such occasion occurred in the hut at the isolated Newlands Valley over in the Lake District. Myself and Bram decided to go off into Keswick because we need to get some groceries. And when we came back, there was a lad, a bunch of our friends called Beachy, and he was running around frantically. In a terrified state he was. And all I can say is, the best way of describing Dave Deacon and Spuggy was they were frolicking naked in the field. And then a naked games of heads and volleys that ensued, and then a little bit of naked gardening round the hut. See if you can see the results.
That's my finger, by the way.
I'm sure everyone would agree, Iscoyd Park, it is an absolutely beautiful venue. So I'd just like everybody to show their appreciation to Will and Barry and all the team here. I think they've done a fantastic job. It's a beautiful venue and they've made us feel very, very much at home. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to close now because you're probably sick of hearing us and you probably want to get a loo and get a top up at the bar. So I'd like to finish off by reading some scripture from Corinthians 13:13, and I think it's most appropriate. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonour others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. And now only three remain: faith, hope and love. But the greatest of all is love. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to charge our glasses and be upstanding and give you a warm congratulations to the bride and groom, Paul and Lorna. Thank you very much.